Hi, and welcome back to another YouTube video from the Marriage and Family Clinic. My name is Amanda Cummins, and I am a therapist here. Today, I am here to talk to you about how to start having financial conversations with your partner. So I'm sure that you've heard it before, but finances is one of those topics that tends to be a touchy subject for couples. It can be that couples shy away from talking about finances because of worry for conflict that it's going to lead to in the relationship, or sometimes couples continue to hash out their opinions about finances but feel like they're not coming to any resolution. So I have some tips for you today in order to start having a more productive financial conversation with your partner. So the very first tip, before you even approach your partner and ask them to have this conversation about finances, I want you to take the time to reflect on what values you have and beliefs around finances and where those come from. So think about, is finances something that means freedom to you, security, stability in life? Are finances a way of living in the moment? Are you more frugal due to worries about what the future has to hold for you? Think about what values and beliefs you have around finances and also where that comes from. So some questions to start thinking about: how did you learn about finances? What did you see from your parents or guardians growing up? What do you currently do with your finances, and how does that reflect on the values that you hold for it? The second one is to dedicate time to actually talk about finances with your partner. So sometimes, because of conflicts that financial conversations can bring, couples will try to have financial conversations in passing. So maybe as either one of you are heading to some event and bringing it up then, or trying to bring it up at the dinner table, or before either one of you go to work in the morning. So think about a time and ask your partner, when is a good time for both of you to dedicate an hour, 2 hours, however long you feel that you need in order to have this conversation. And also that way that each of you have the time that you need to reflect on what your values and beliefs are so that you can feel prepared for this conversation. So that's the second tip. The third one is, as you're starting to go into this conversation with your partner, and during and throughout the conversation, I want you to keep an open mind to what your partner has to say. So it is absolutely okay if you and your partner don't have the same values and beliefs or the same upbringing in regards to finances. So this is an opportunity for both of you to learn about each other. Get curious, ask questions. This isn't something that needs to be a trigger for conflict. Really get curious with one another. Keep an open mind to what they have to say, because ultimately the better understanding that each of you have, the easier it is going to be to come up with a mutual understanding or plan for how finances is going to be approached. So that's the third one, is keeping an open mind. Then the last one is, as you guys are talking about finances, think about and look for where are the places that you have common ground. So do both of you agree that you want to work towards the same financial goal? Do you guys want to have separate bank accounts and work towards separate financial goals, and maybe one as a couple? Think about what common ground you have or what common values that you have, and really focus in on that to see then where the next steps are for this conversation, so that you can cater it accordingly. Because if you are going to be coming up with financial goals together, then that would be the next step. Or if you're going to be starting to do financial goals individually and separately, then that's the next step. So look for the common grounds so that you have an understanding of where this conversation will lead to. So again, just to recap, these are tips to help you begin this conversation around finances with your partner. So the first one is to reflect on the values and beliefs that you have for finances and where those come from. The second is to dedicate time to talking about this. Don't let this be a conversation that is in passing with each other. The third one is to keep an open mind to what your partner has to say. Get curious and learn about why they believe the way that they do. And then the last one is look for common grounds that the two of you have to then know what the next steps are to address finances and having this conversation further. I would encourage you think about times where finances in this conversation has been a success. And if you have had any tips that have been really helpful for you, please leave those in the comments below so that we can all help each other out and figure out what's the best way to have this conversation with your partner. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.